All right, we should be on. Here we go. I am ultra bright, but forgive me for that. I am here making coffee before we start, believe it or not. And you should be able to hear me now better. That should be better. How is everyone doing? Naomi, you can speak now as well.
Hello. My mic sounds really weird, but we'll just go with it.
We're just trying it. We're just trialing it. We're seeing what goes on. Naomi is here today to answer any questions, okay? So we're going to be hand lettering today. Got the new iPad Pro. It's good to see so many people in on the chat. If there is an issue with the sound, Naomi will be sure to let me know through you guys on the chat. If I can already, oh, here we go. And turn Naomi up just a little bit more. There we go. We should be able to hear Naomi a bit more now. It's good to see everyone here. Stefan's here. We've got Corey. We've got Kevin or Kevin. Not sure how to say your name, dude. Not too sure. But we are lettering today, and I have got my coffee. Is it done? No, we need to add more water into this. So everyone can just watch me make a coffee for a minute. My first coffee of the day. I need it because live streaming setups is quite a difficult task, isn't it, Naomi? Do you not agree?
Everybody's watching you making your coffee.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Guys, so the idea of today's stream is very simple. I want to thank all my members and people who have supported me on the channel over the past year and a bit. So what I'm doing today is I am hand lettering members' names. So I'm not going to hand letter it like this. It's just going to be your name, and I'm going to basically save it onto here, and then I'm going to post it on the community tab on YouTube after for any member to basically take their name and post it online and to have something on their wall. Yeah, Naomi's here. She's going to be chatting with you guys when I'm lost in the world of creativity. What are some of your talking points today, Naomi?
What do you mean?
As in, what are you going to try and get the chat to do?
Well, I think we can all have a chat, see how everybody's doing. I've got some exciting things to tell you about as we go along, and just see some fancy drawing. Fancy.
That's the coolest thing. Is this the Peter McKinnon show? Yeah, I just realised it does seem a lot like it, but dripping your coffee like this is the best way of doing it. Yeah, that's it. We're going to be doing a few things. It's going to be fun. And I'm just waiting for this, and I'm stalling the live stream until this is finished, and so I can drink it. So yeah, that'll be good. I need to get the names of all my members up, actually. So I'm going to do that now, because that would not be a bad idea for me to have all those members' names up. And of course, guys, if you want to have your name lettered today, there's a couple ways of doing it, and it goes directly into supporting me, Naomi, and the channel, because without members, it would be very difficult to do this. So the way you can do it is by becoming a member, at least. Naomi, there's a link down below, I believe, in the description that allows you to, and it starts off at like $2 a month. It goes all the way up into different tiers. You get different cool perks. And that's basically how we're doing it. You can become a member, or you can super chat today if you'd like. I'm not too sure how much on the super chat, but you can super chat, and basically, yeah, that's how we're going to be doing it. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, Naomi's mic's still very quiet. It's very far away from her face. So I'll bump it up. Say something now, Naomi.
If I could hold it here when I speak, then maybe that'll make it better.
It's very, very odd how quiet it is, I will admit. But I can't do anything about it now, guys, so that's it. I need a bean coffee machine. Yeah, I do. And we shall get started. Can you guys hear the music? I spent ages getting this live stream set up, but it can never be just right. It never can be just right for me. Cool. Let's do it. So we've got a first member on here. Where's his name? If I can find it. Hang on a second. And this live streaming setup is so difficult to do. The first name is David Pruitt. And I'm going to talk about my members as I go along. Because I kind of know every single one of them pretty well. Yeah, don't worry, music comes back on and it goes off. Right, so we are on the new iPad, and just to prove this, I'm using my old iPad case, but you can definitely tell that's the new one because it's got this crazy weird camera module. Oh, Stephen Coons. I was going to say David Coons because he was in my mind, but Stephen Coons, really cool. Thank you so much. You'll definitely get a lettering on here, and if you also don't know, Stephen does a lot of live on YouTube as well, so you can go and check him out. I believe he's going live later on today. So yeah, awesome. Should be pretty cool. Should be pretty good. Thanks, Stefan, very much for the 25. Okay, so the first one's David Pruitt. Again, new iPad Pro. Let's crack on with this. I'm probably just going to steal this one, duplicate it, because I have all my canvases in my old iPad. I haven't brought them all in. Bring this down a bit. Now the trick is with this is to try and do something different every time. So first of all, I'm going to sketch over here. I'm going to sketch like this. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do his name yet, but we'll give it a go. Stefan's tomorrow live, so go and check him out for tomorrow. He's live tomorrow. Okay, so I've got a few ideas of what I want to do with David. My plan is to spend quite a bit of time on these because obviously they are my awesome members. I think I'll go for my gothic one today. And if you guys have any questions during the stream, Naomi will be sure to answer or help me answer. Hey Zim, you're not late, don't worry. You're getting your name letter today. Woohoo! So, and if you guys do like my channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Because I'm going to be doing a lot more live during this time. So I'm just doing a there we go. It's very hard for me to like gauge the size that I need to use.
There we go, it's all looking smooth.
All looking smooth?
Yeah, all looking good.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Woohoo!
So this is just me just trying to get a D out. Sounds a bit wrong, but get a good D for Dave. I like to do them a bit crazy. This is where my concentration kicks in.
Oh, speak of the man and he appears.
This is David Pruitt. You're late to the party, bro.
It might just be.
Thank you so much for the $10, David. I'm lettering out your name as we speak, so you'll be seeing this on the community tab after. I'm going to make it absolutely beast for you. And the great thing about David, he's always like really supportive of the channel, and he helps me tremendously coming up with content ideas. Not only that, he's just a really nice guy. Let's see if I can do this. Take my ring off. This ring's annoying me. Hey, we've got... I don't know how to say your name, dude, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go. It is...
Nemanja?
Nemanja. Hey, you. Thank you very much. I don't know how much that is. I believe it's probably a couple of pounds, but thank you very much for that. I'll make sure to get you in towards the end of the stream or when I finish David's one.
I like the dancing pair.
Yeah, that's a super chat. It's a very strange super chat. This music is a bit depressing, isn't it? I want to get some like hip hop.
Hip hop, rock, don't stop.
Yeah, I prefer this one. You don't have to be sorry, David. I was only taking the mic. I don't like that either. So I'm just getting the letters base down, and I've got an idea of what I want to do for David here. Okay, I've got an idea. I'm not sure if it'll work, but after this, I'll be lettering it over this, which is my secret weapon. Like so. If I go down, it's so hard to keep it straight, especially when there's a big mic in your face. Maybe I should have like switched. How's everyone enjoying it in lockdown, quarantine, whatever you want to call it? Is everyone doing okay? We're doing all right, aren't we?
We are. It's fairly normal other than staying away from humans, but that's all right.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's not like that bad for us at the minute. Just not been able to see family.
Yeah, family and friends. We can see you guys though, so that's okay.
That's it. If you do like this, subscribe and you'll see more. We're doing more lettering tutorial things, aren't we?
We certainly are. I like David's, very gothic.
Yeah, I'm just playing around with an idea that I've got, but good thing his name's there, because I was wondering if it had two T's or not. So what I'll do after this is I'm going to work out what's wrong with it. Gothic lettering's always been a bit of a tough one for me, although I do enjoy doing it. It's got like a bit more of a challenge to keep it all consistent, especially in Procreate, because you haven't got a pen, aside from my Gothic pens, which make it 10 times easier. You haven't got a way of sizing up the pen to the paper. And as you can see, I'm using the guidelines on a strange angle, which sometimes works. So what I'll need to do, move these bad boys down. I just realised my problem here. I'm creating these little like bits at the end, these little serif bits at the end, which I don't need to, and it's destroying the next part of it.
Even though everything is sideways, everything is looking sideways.
Well, I'm doing good, David. Thank you for asking.
World get darker, but it's a pretty looking hallway. Even though everything is sideways, everything is looking sideways.
I was thinking it's not morning, but of course, time zones.
Yeah.
Forgot time zones were the thing, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, it is morning. Wait. No,
What
it's
time?
not.
What time is it in Texas, David?
Is there a time for you, David, in Texas?
I see truth, hard thing when lies is all they feed. Feed for the folly, dark cause it's been light for prophecies to the world, all sideways in the carpet on my cheek. My face gets the carpet, world get darker. It's a pretty looking hallway, even though everything is sideways. Everything is looking sideways. My face gets the carpet, world get darker.
Right.
It's a pretty looking hallway, even though everything is sideways. Everything is looking sideways. Seesaw, teeter totter, one
So what I need to do now is sort of like do this. So this is my idea. So when I do it with the lettering, I start it out. Everything is like bouncing because Naomi's walking around and we've got a weird floor, kind of like ultra level. But we've got David here, and I wrote it underneath directly, but I wanted to move it to the right. And then move it up a bit. Okay, now that's my rough sketch. I'm going to use that as a rough sketch, and anyone can do this really. You just repeat the process, but with a pencil after. So I'll bring up my guides again. And then I'm going to flourish it afterwards. I think it's going to look pretty cool. Even though it is on an angle. Maybe I should have kept it just like horizontal. Maybe not as like angled.
Sorry, that was a bit too laid back from the jump.
So
Probably should pump shotgun. Sorry, too much violence on the TV screens too numb to us results.
I'm going to move on to my,
I probably should write more.
where is it? New sketch. There we go. Now I use my pencil to get the proper lines that I want. Where calligraphy meets hand lettering.
Everything is sideways.
So you can really customize it and control it when you do it like this. And it makes just more sense.
Even though everything is sideways, everything is looking sideways. My face gets the carpet, world get darker.
Is there any questions in the chat, Naomi?
Everything is sideways.
Or are people just chilling out on this fine day?
Everybody's just sort of saying hello. You can chuck some questions out, guys, if you want.
Yeah, just do it. Like, it's hard to talk when I do this because I'm trying to like make it look good, and I've spent like years not talking when I'm doing it, so it's just a bit crazy. Thanks. Is that Felicia? I think if I say your name's wrong, don't get offended. Thank you very much, though. It's good to see so many people here. We've got Matt, we've got Dave, we've got Felicia. We've got people in here who probably like to join the Slack channel, which, you know, David is really the guy who invited loads of people in. But members get their own little Slack channel in there as well. Where they can chat, where I'm going to be doing like webinars and not webinars, but like meetings and stuff. I tried to do one yesterday, but it's such a strange time for everyone. You don't know when people are going to be like available. There we go. So the trick with this, for anyone who wants to learn Gothic, now this isn't a normal D shape. This is kind of like a very, I would say like a very rough, abstract version of it. But the idea is that we're using single shapes. So we've got the shape down here, over here, in conjunction with the rest of the balanced lettering. So these shapes here have to be consistent all the way around in angles, and to give them a certain effect of a D, you have to like basically make it into an illusion, basically. This song is cracking me up. My face is popping, makes me think of pimples. And
Do you remember when you went through that phase for about 6 months, just watching Dr. Pimple Popper on YouTube?
I do remember that, actually.
And people squeezing spots had come in and you'd be watching these weird videos.
I do remember that, actually. Naomi should be a lot louder now, actually. I've just realised what I did wrong. Yeah, Dr. Pimple Pomper.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh, dear. I'm tired today. How to be good in sketching, please tell me. Right, well, it's just practice, practice, practice. So, Naomi can attest to how bad I was at first, can't you, Naomi? Me and Naomi have been dating, and we've been married for 5 years, dating for how long, Naomi?
Like a million years.
A million years, like 10.
And March feels like a million years, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I was awful at lettering at first.
I thought they were cute when you were first starting out. They were, you know.
They weren't the best.
No, but you were trying and you developed your skills and you're still developing. I don't think you get to a point where you're completely happy, do you?
No, you don't. I'm just weirded out by your microphone.
It sounds alright on the stream.
Oh, good. As long as it sounds alright. Naomi's helping me out here because, as you guys can work out, it's difficult doing it. But yeah, no, I wasn't good at lettering at first, was I? I was awful. I was just starting out as well with the business. I wanted to be a designer. Then I got sick of like designing things with fonts. I was like, I want to make my own fonts. And that's when I got into the world of hand lettering. Surprisingly, through calligraphy. I got my first calligraphy set when I was 8, and I was awful at it. But I did learn it in a masterclass at school, which I keep remembering was very odd. We were writing our names and things. So I'm going to be spending a bit more time on the names, depending on how long they take. But this is David Pruitt, the David Pruitt. We've got Zim after this, and then...
Oh, we're starting to get some questions now. So,
Go for
Lou
it.
Jane. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Any wise advice for someone who wants to start a YouTube channel? That is a good question. I don't think we get that one very often.
Okay, so wise advice. So you don't do YouTube nowadays like this purely for entertainment. You do it to give value to them. It's all about the value that you give someone. So, for instance, you probably found my channel because it answered a question that you had. Or maybe I created a question and I answered it. And then I told you to subscribe and watch again. So I just kept on doing it. I just kept on doing that. Basically posting things that would help people. Now you get the oddballs, kind of like, you know, the lifestyle bloggers where they're currently interesting. Problem is, with bloggers like that, they run the risk, same with everyone else, but they run the risk of not being interesting anymore, just like everyone. And it's the same for like gaming YouTubers and stuff. They can run that risk. But the great thing about this style of not how-tos, but educational, like educational, what they call it, entertainment, educational entertainment, you're always meeting a need of someone, so they're going to come back at some point, if you know what I mean. It's hard to explain. Right.
Matt says, do you know more creative people that are left-handed than other people?
Now, this is something that's been on my mind quite a lot, actually. Are people who...
Really? I thought it was a really strange question.
No. So, like, I'm not left-handed, but I see that there's so many people who are really creative, and they're left-handed. I don't know why. I was like, why is everyone who can paint really well left-handed or draw really well are left-handed? It's always bothered me a bit. There are calligraphers online who are left-handed as well, and it's how do you do that? Like, they write. I mean, it's supposed to be like this way, isn't it? But they do this. It's crazy. But yeah, anyone who's starting a YouTube channel, I think you should do it, but it's difficult to start. It's the hardest step is just to start and get content out. I think it is a stressful kind of job because, especially when it becomes a job, it becomes even more stressful because you're always trying to outdo yourself, like in videos. So you run the risk of getting frustrated, which happens to me quite a lot. You know, I've got a video that I'm really passionate about and it doesn't resonate with the audience. And you're like, oh no.
Jane says edutainment.
Edutainment, yeah.
Yeah, she says solid advice. Adobe says, do you recommend any books to learn about typography?
Yeah, I do.
I love that name.
There's one behind me. It's called Design Type, which I'll get out later, but it's like under a lot of stuff. And I have a book as well, surprisingly. I wrote a book when I was 22, 25 now, which back then I was like, that's crazy. I'm writing a book at 22. You got a book deal and everything. Yeah, it's called Calligraphy in 15, and obviously the title's a bit misleading. I did not choose the title. But it's about learning calligraphy by practicing 15 minutes a day. and I give you little exercises and starting tips for that. And it's from all the books that I've read of traditional calligraphy, and it's got a lot of hand lettering in there as well. Well, I've just realised a problem. So you see this here? Here's a problem that I've just realised. This and this is not parallel. So we need to make it parallel by using the grid.
What software are you using, William George?
What software?
What are you drawing on?
Procreate 5. Procreate 5. And you won't see it in this drawing here as much, but I've got a brush set over here called, where is it? Ultra Realism. This is my brush set in here that's on my website that was $8 and is now $4 for anyone who is in this predicament of being bored, just wanting to learn something new, and it's an Unreal. And the link is now in the chat, I believe. Yeah, so you get it. There's no code needed. It's on there. But this brush set here, as well as my other ones, are like my baby brush sets. So this is like my favorite one. It took me a while. And if you carry on watching this, you'll see like a little preview basically of how they work. And
Half price.
Half price, yeah, half price. Well, it's a nice thing to do. I was like, well, because I saw an influx of people buying them, and I was like, well, there's going to be loads of people who don't want to pay that much for brush sets. So I was like, well, why don't we just make it more accessible? One more question, how to be more creative. So creativity is a muscle. So if you went to the gym and you saw a really muscly guy, you wouldn't ask him, how did you make more muscle? Actually, you might do. You might be like, how did you get that specific muscle or whatever in your arms? Then, he's always going to tell you need to work out more, you need to be more dedicated, and you need to flex your muscles. So you need to actually pull weight. Now, same with creativity and same with anything. The more time you spend doing it and challenging yourself, the easier it will become. You know, so every time you're... Wait, I don't like this bit here. I've ruined it. Wait, have I ruined it? Is that straight and that bit not? That could be possibly what it is.
I think it's a dangerous move asking the audience.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is a dangerous move. I don't like to ask the audience too much because it pressures me. No offence to the audience, of course.
Felicia says, where do you get your inspiration or motivation most of the time while creating?
Fear.
Maybe something more positive?
Yeah, no, like inspiration comes from everywhere. So like I'm inspired constantly by books that are really old, that old architecture. Calligraphy is like a really inspiring thing because as you see with this, it was created like this for a reason, and I could list off a few of the reasons as to why it was created like this. But the main one is because it's down to the idea of the tools they were using. So that inspires me, how they used it in different areas. Compositions inspire me, so the different framings. For instance, this is going to be framed like this, as you'll see in a sec. It's going to have like a certain framing inside of here. So that inspires me. What else? Going out for walks, seeing leaves and how they interact inspire me. You know, it's crazy. Motivation, I think there comes a point when you're making money of what you do that was once a passion of yours and still is obviously a passion, but now is more of a job, not taking anything away from the passion. There becomes the motivation of fear of not doing it. So you sort of let fear, in a healthy way, rule you to where you're going, if that makes sense. But it doesn't power you. It just like says, well, if you don't do this, then you're not going to get better. So you're like, well, I better get better and I better do more and it better be good content or whatever that I'm doing. So don't be like, let your life be ruled by fear, but let it motivate you to get to where you need to be for success. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's very good.
See here, I'm just going to put a little lip.
What's this question? What are your thoughts on the iPad for UX designers?
Right, so this is a huge thing because I do a bit of UX design. I want to make more videos. A big fan of Adobe XD. So I think there will come a time very soon, because we now have mouse support, and someone emailed me today or Instagrammed me saying that you do have the scrolling function on the iPad if you have the newest mouse or newest trackpad. I think because the iPad Pro now has a computer keyboard capability and mouse support and trackpad support, we're going to start to see apps like Adobe XD come to the iPad. I'm not promising that, but I'm just predicting it, you know. So apps like Adobe XD are going to be coming to the iPad, and it's going to make it super portable. And because XD doesn't really take up too much computer power, because it's a very basic program, it just allows you to do lots of things with like artboards and framing and stuff. I think it's going to be a huge thing for those working in the mobile industry, like apps and stuff, to have it on the iPad, because then they can like prototype it straight away on the iPad. So yeah, that's what I think. Adobe XD is a pretty insane application. This is going to take a while, this letter in here, but it's going to be fun. This one's for David Pruitt. He's got a process of how I'm doing it. I'm cleaning up these lines. They see this R needs to be changed a bit actually.
How to get a client.
How to get a client.
That is a very broad question.
That is a pretty broad question. It's a good question though. So client work normally comes to us, doesn't it, Naomi? So
yeah.
Do you want to explain a bit?
Well, for us it's a little bit different. So I mean, if we're talking like the long game from start to finish for you, you know, it would be building up your portfolio, getting your work out online, making it so that people can access your work and see what you do, and then be able to get a link online, or you know, whatever that might be, so that people can contact you about getting work that way. For us, like I say, because of Will's audience, we do quite often get people emailing. Well, they email me, and then I then speak to them and help them, you know, get a price and talk about the work that they're wanting and everything. But for you, I don't know if you've sort of got your portfolio up and running, but that's always a brilliant place to start.
Yeah, mine's very old as well. My portfolio, isn't it? It's about 3 to 4 years old.
We keep saying we're going to work on that.
Oh, the portfolio part is so difficult.
But in your last video, you said,
What was that?
while people are on lockdown, it's a great time to work on your portfolio.
It is true.
What you said, you need to practice what you preach.
Yeah, you got me there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, I would, but I'm bringing awesome content to everyone else. So take that.
Just saying. What do you guys think? Do you think Will should work on his portfolio?
Well, I've got a video coming up which will excite people. I'll just say that the video is. Hang on a sec. I've just ruined this for a sec. The video is all about Scrollerbox, because it's a very exciting project that we had. So if you don't know, Scrollerbox is a subscription model business that is unreal. So they send like brushes, pens and creative stuff to you in a box every month, and you don't know what you're going to get, and they give you sort of a challenge at the end of it. And I was like a fan of theirs. I had a few of their boxes, not a friend of the owner, but because obviously the channel, he's always liked me, and we've gotten on pretty well. Now, the coolest thing was that he wanted me to redesign like the Scrollerbox logo, not just because I'm on YouTube and I'd promote it, but because of my work, it's actually pretty decent. And we basically did it over the course of a few months, and we did that, and it was very different because I had to design them a typeface as well, and I've not really done that on a commercial basis before, and it was a roaring success. And I'm making a video about the process where I'm going to be getting Chris on, the owner, to take some questions from me, and basically just like interview him about Scrollerbox and the process behind the logo design. And it was really fun. Really fun. I've actually got on my old iPad here like the drawings and the sketches that I did for the logo, and it was unreal. So I'm looking forward to bringing that out. It's been a bit difficult because Chris is obviously a busy man, like aren't we all? So So it's been difficult to get him over the phone, and we wanted to meet in person, but we can't do that. So it's been one of those things. I'm so excited to give that to everyone else.
That's interesting, Matt. Matt says 90% of his clients come from LinkedIn and not posting on there. We avoid LinkedIn like the plague, don't we?
Yeah.
Mainly because...
No offence.
No, it's just people... Yeah, the sheer amount of spam that we ended up getting and weird propositions, it just got a bit... We just don't go on it now, so it doesn't show that we've been active. Oh, here's a good question. I'm a design lead. I'm a designer. Oh gosh, mainly vector, and I'm torn between the new iPad Pro or a new MacBook Air. What's your opinion? For the design.
Well, I can only go with what I know. So that's so difficult. Have you got an iPad? That's my first question. Have you already got a Mac? And have you already got an iPad of some sort? Because I've got like the newest iPad here, and I've got a review coming out tomorrow on Wednesday about the iPad and how I've used it and stuff. This is the new one here, 256 gigabyte, no 3G or whatever, but just Wi-Fi. And it is a good, very, very good piece of kit, but I don't see anything yet different. But I'm holding my breath on that statement, because obviously something being a lot faster now means that app developers can do more without running the risk of like ruining, hang on a second, I've lost my train of thought, but without ruining the app itself. For instance, Procreate on Twitter, I retweeted it, talked about people were saying that you can get more layers now, but that's not the case. They're working on it because of the increased RAM, and because of the processor, it's faster and faster and faster. They can do more and more and more. So I haven't seen anything yet apart from the LiDAR scanner. If you're like an architect, then yeah, get it. Or if you're a product designer, get it. The LiDAR scanner is a really good way of getting your products to be seen by clients. But it's all dependent on what you want. Do you draw more? If you're a vector guy and you need a computer, right now the best thing would be a computer rather than an iPad. But when all the app developers take on this idea of using a trackpad and keyboard on the iPad, then you may find yourself using the iPad a heck of a lot more. So what I'm doing now, if anyone doesn't know, is I'm inking the outside of it. This brush pen here is straight from the Procreate one. It's called dry ink, and this allows me to get really clean lines, but it's not like an airbrush. As you can see, it's got a bit of like roughness to it. I've got a desktop PC and an iMac, and they're both top of the line computers, and I use them for different purposes. I use one for like home use, so like gaming, watching YouTube videos, mainly gaming now. But I did use it for work for about a year, or more than a year, until I got the iMac that I've got now in the office. I always find that iMacs are probably the best bang for your buck for a creative, because of this screen that it's got. The screen and the monitor has got a lot to do with the work that you output. And if you think about it, a 5K monitor included in the price, it's roughly the same price as you would pay for a PC, if not a tiny bit cheaper depending on where you go. I need a bit more streamline on this dry ink one.
David Pruitt says, I still have the first generation iPad Pro. Would you recommend, what would you recommend me upgrading to? The latest or maybe the third version?
I would always say upgrade to the best one that you can get. The great thing about technology is that it's always evolving, but the problem is, when do you upgrade? I mean, for me, I don't know if I'm keeping this iPad yet. I've got my old one, right here. It still works perfectly fine. But I don't know if I'm keeping this yet, because I don't see the point right now. That's not saying anything smack about Apple. I think what they're doing is very clever, very clever, because they're allowing app developers to do more, and that's where they're going. You know, the Worldwide Developer Conference is mainly for developers of apps. So when they release new things like this, it gives them more scope of changing, you know, adding more powerful software. So to answer your question, David, my idea would be afford what you can right now, but you don't have to break the bank. It's all about future-proofing, and I've always said it to Naomi, if I'm getting a new iMac for the business or whatever, it's about future-proofing it, my business, and making sure it's as fast as it can possibly be now.
Okay, that's good. Nemanja says, why Apple? Why not desktop PC?
So for creatives, you don't have to use Apple, but as I explained before, the great thing about using Apple is that you've got this 5K monitor. And not only that, it's a very simple workspace. I don't know why, it might just be me, but Apple Macs are just easier to work on in a creative setting. And this is coming from someone who worked on Macs and on PCs for like, you know, a long time. Well, at least a couple of years, both sides. Macs, I just prefer them. Personally, I can work better on it. I'm more focused on it. Although it doesn't have all the capabilities such as like live streaming easily. I think it just, for creativity, it just makes the world of sense for me to have. Did you see the difference I just made there with that A? It wasn't straight up. So when I bring a line down, I can make it straight by adding a finger to it or whatever. Hey, Will, are you going to do more vector tutorials? Yes, I will be. So what I'm doing with this, David, is I'm outlining it, and I'm not actually going to be filling it in because I want to give it a cool look. What song is this?
I like this question. Annie says, this is not an art-related question, but I'd love to know what games you like to play in your free time. That's
Nice.
a nice question.
That's a cool question. I like to play Diablo 3. Also Daisy. If you've ever heard of Daisy before.
A little bit of Minecraft.
And Minecraft, yeah. Me and Naomi are well into our Minecraft again.
We've got our own server.
Yeah, we've got a Minecraft realm.
It's so cool.
We just love Minecraft, don't we?
We like go through phases, don't we?
Yeah.
But you play some really weird games. Like you go through a phase of playing them for ages and then you get bored of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I get bored of them very quick. Like, I like Cooking Simulator as well.
That's helping you with your real life cooking skills, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm well into my cooking now, actually. No, cool question. Yeah, I play a lot of games. Play a lot of them. When I have time, it's been less recently. We just moved house, so. And then work.
This song is like 2007 Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I know.
I like it.
Look at how not straight that D is there. Jeez. This is going to be a tough one.
So Lou Jane says, I still have the first normal iPad compatible with the Apple Pencil. Until I get enough big projects, I can't justify that big of a purchase. I think completely. I think you're totally right to do that. Don't buy beyond what you can afford.
No, don't do it.
It's you know, having the latest gadget or gizmo isn't going to guarantee you income. Don't ever, yeah, you're quite right. Don't ever put yourself in a situation where you're getting into debt or making choices that could affect you like that.
Yeah, Naomi knows a lot about that. Naomi's the administrative director.
I'm the money lady.
She's the money lady of our company. So, Naomi, if you don't know, we are technically a company now. So what we do is design brands. We're moving into more UX and, you know, brand strategy consultation. This is what we're trying to do. I mean, it's working pretty well so far. And Naomi does all of the client-based money relations stuff. So I do a lot of the work. Naomi does a lot of the organising off of that work, of how much it will be, what the scope is, what, you know, she's very good at it. Well, you are very good at it.
Thank you.
Right, this is going to be an absolute... I'm winging it here, David Pruitt.
I'm just telling David how much you've gotten into in real life cooking.
Oh yeah, I'm like a chef, aren't I? I'm like a kind Gordon Ramsay.
Well, I don't know.
You wouldn't call me that, would you?
It's been great. Will's been cooking all sorts. I think my favourite's been the risotto.
Yeah.
Or risotto.
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 As the Americans say.
I've loved that. Oh, it's just so good. Do you guys like cooking? Or is it like, you know, microwave food? Like, what's your jam? What are you into? Ooh, what are your thoughts on the Adobe Spark post?
Which post?
I'm not sure. Maybe you've not seen it.
Is that on Instagram? Not too sure what you mean by that. You'd have to give us context. I am going live on Adobe Live as well on April the 8th. I had Rufus message me, which should be fun. So I'll be doing a live stream. I'm not too sure what I'm doing it on yet, but apparently it's pretty laid back. And I always love doing Adobe live streams. They're very fun. As well as that, they take complete control over like getting the stream out. So for me, it's kind of like, I can just sit here and do what I want to do, like, you know, letter and stuff.
It wasn't a post. It just meant in general the program or the
Oh
app.
right, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know the app. The app's very good for people who don't have like a design team and they need to do social media stuff. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's not going to give you the same results as like hiring a full-time social media person into your company at all. Won't give you that same result, but it's a great thing to have. It allows people to quickly post things on their Instagram.
Do you have a favourite brush set that you purchased for Procreate?
That I purchased.
That you purchased. I'll put the link on for the one that Will's offering half price on. So I'll put it out now. If you want 50% off those brushes, you can go and check them out. And then that'll give you time to think about what's your favourite one that you
I do know what my favourite one is actually. I'll find it. So it's got to be. Oh, I just shared something that I shouldn't have. Yeah, there we go. It's got to be this one, the Grid Builder from Stefan and Ian. It's amazing for using your letters, like if I can speak, it's great for composing your letters. And I was going to do a video about it, but because of everything that's been going on, it's been quite difficult. So that's my favourite one, the Grid Builder. If you buy it, let Stefan know it was me who sent you. You can get it on Design Cuts too. I've got a link somewhere. If you look back in my old videos, there is a link to them. So yeah, Stefan's... Ooh, there you go. So it's technically not an art set brush, but it's more of a functional brush, if that makes sense. Oh, and I've just probably... Is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. What I want to do more of actually is animating.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Animate, because you can animate in Procreate now, and it's insane, the animation. In fact, because I've got... Oh, hello, that did not work out, did it? It's hard for me to do this because, as you can imagine, my head's so far back from the camera, so I don't... Actually, to be fair, it's not that bad if I stick my head over. But I can't stick my head too far over. I'll show you in a second what I mean. Right, we're going to keep that copied. We're going to duplicate. This is a little trick for anyone who want uber consistency. Merge them down. Duplicate this one. Whoosh. And there we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the animation. Let's have a look. It'll be in here. So this, I think you get this on the new iPad from Procreate. If you have the new iPad, you get this on. But if I play it, this is this is what you can do. These are all frames inside of Procreate. Isn't that insane? That is unreal. Like, I've done my own little bits of animating, but no, I don't know if you can see it now on the stream in a minute when it pops up, but like, it's actually insane what you can do. Stuff like that, I love it. But I better carry on because we've got like, I think we've got 9 members and people have given into us, but...
And we're about an hour in.
And we're about an hour in, so, but I'm doing this for the members, Naomi. This is like going to be a long stream today, I think. So it might just be me after a while, if Naomi needs a break or whatever. But yeah.
JP's asking about your setup for the overhead camera. So it looks awesome, but I've tried a few different things, but my big head is always in the way when I draw.
Yeah, so this is a big thing of mine. It's cost me a bit to do it, hasn't it? So
you've got a massive Swede.
Because I've got a massive Swede, yes. So what we've got in the office is, I used to do it with a tripod, an overhead tripod, but that didn't work out because it didn't get high enough. So with this, I can actually show you. This is my setup. So this is how high it is, and I've got a wide angle lens, and I'm zooming in to approximately, I think there. Right, so it's jiggling now, it's jiggling. But the main thing is I've got a C stand with my camera plugged into it, and it's high above, so when I stick my head forward, and it's on an ever so slight slant, you might be able to see my nose, there you go. So it's like that, it's a bit strange, but it's on a slant and it's up, very high up on a C stand, a very heavy stand that won't break. You know, it won't topple down, and it's the same one that I have my light on, which is a huge light over there and a huge light over here to make sure my screen isn't glaring, if that makes sense. I've gone very quiet because I'm just concentrating here for a
I
sec.
don't ask any questions because otherwise you'll be drawing David Pruitt's name for 2 hours.
Ask me a question. Go on. I won't stop. I won't stop. I promise. I'll keep going.
Pinky promise.
I promise. Go on then.
So I'm going to say 6 at 9. 6 at 9 has asked, could I make good typography with a drawing tablet, not the one with the screen inbuilt? Is it possible? So I asked what kind of drawing tablet, like a plug-in one for PC, and they've said yeah. So I think you used to have one of them, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
One of them plug-in ones.
I did.
Without the screen on. Is it possible to make typography on a computer with one of them?
Yes, I mean, you have to be very good, and it has to be quite natural to you, but it's not ideal though, is it? I mean, the idea of a Wacom tablet isn't just for drawing. People mainly use it now because, like I've been telling Naomi, my hand, I get RSI and carpal tunnel, like in my hands a lot, and they're really sore by the end of the day. I mean, they're very sore right now, which is why I'm stretching it. So what Wacom does is when you're using it in a more natural way across your computer. So your hands won't get like hurt from clicking all the time. That's what most people use them for now, and also because it's very accurate for their positionings. So it's a bit different to the iPad. In fact, it can be used in more ways because you're not drawing directly into the screen. But yeah, you can do it, but I wouldn't advise it. It probably won't be the nicest thing. Okay, let me find out where I've gone wrong here. Okay, so this one I've gone majorly wrong. So, okie dokie. Right, let me just try and fix this up because I'm nearly done, but I haven't got any flourishing done. That's me, the quietest sneeze in the northeast.
Nikhil says, do you find it annoying when people like me tag you in their work?
On Instagram,
I think it's nice.
I think it's nice to go and look every day. I do get a bit perplexed though as to why people do it, but it doesn't bother me. I don't ever
They
go.
just want you to see it.
Is that what it is?
Well, they like your work and they want you to see it. It's like people tag Gordon Ramsay in the things that they make.
Ah, okay. It's always weirded me out, not in a bad way. I've always gone like, oh, it's quite nice to see it on my channel, or sorry, my
people just want
Instagram.
to show you what they've been making.
But I always thought it was like because they want people who go on mine to see what I've been tagged in, to see their work. Because I think there are people who do that, but I block them. Claudia's in. Hey Claudia, good to see you.
Hey,
Claudia, remember your name is being lettered today at some point today. And as people can see, I am spending a long time with them. So guys, if you want your name lettered either today or if we create another stream, depending on how long this will take, I will be lettering live your name. You can become a member by clicking the link in the description. I believe it's in the description, the link to become a member.
And we'll draw your name.
And we'll draw your name out nicely. So as people can see, it started off pretty weird, but it's gotten there. It's not finished yet because it's all a bit strange up here, but we need to do some flourishing really quick. And the great thing about flourishing is it doesn't take too long because we're going to use symmetry to do that.
Yeah, so Nikhil says she just wants you to see it.
Oh, that's lovely.
Okay, sorry.
I like stuff like that. No, don't be sorry about that. I love people showing me their work. It really it still confuses me why people still like my work so much.
Sumon says, your training is so beautiful. Basically, I like it very much. That's nice.
We're trading.
Says,
We're trading.
Training.
Oh, thank you.
Matt says, have you ever been recognised? Not at a meetup or an event, but in general.
Yes.
It's weird.
It's very strange.
It's weird.
I get recognised surprisingly quite a lot, don't I?
Yeah,
Like,
especially if we're in places like London, or well, not at the minute or anything.
I was in London, I was filming a workshop, just got outside King's Cross.
Literally stepped off the train, that was a
And
strange
I'm
one.
always like a bit weirded out anyway, because I'm like, what if someone will like bump into me that I know? And then it was like, what are you doing in London, Will? I was like, hello. And yeah, it was a nice guy from university. I can't remember his name, but he was nice. And that was funny. What else? I've had it in a pub before. I've been sat in the pub having a pint and someone's come up to me because they recognised the hat.
Yeah, that was weird. Alvin has a question. I like the name Alvin.
Go on, Alvin.
Is it okay to make a logo from a fake brief that I found on the internet and put my work in my portfolio?
No, that's a great thing
Absolutely.
to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
Very good idea.
Everyone does it.
We quite often recommend doing that if you haven't got any work or any clients,
Yeah.
especially now when it's maybe getting a little bit quiet with one thing and another. Find a brief, make a brief.
Oh. I just realised I never plugged my camera in to the mains. So, 2 secs. Nobody's going to talk. I need the power plug to go back into my camera. We're back on.
Woohoo!
Yeah, sorry about that. I have a power cable that goes into my thingamajig. Right. I like the song. Yeah, it is stressful sometimes. That's a fact of creativity, though, in my opinion. Are you okay now?
My mic might have died.
Your mic? Oh, yeah. Say something now.
Say something now.
You're fine.
I wonder why.
There's a delay on the stream. So we're still getting used to the live streaming thing. It's after these many years, we're still getting used to it.
Sorry if you missed all my good advice there.
Oh yeah, it will have died. Sorry about that, guys. So Naomi was saying that everyone is like when you become freelance, it is stressful in the most part. But excuse me, the main thing is if you're passionate about it, it's okay to be stressed by it. It's because of the amount of stuff that you have to think about, and you're a one-man band, and I've talked about it before. It's a lot different to agency, being freelance, because there's a lot of being alone and doing it yourself type of thing going on. So I
think it would be the same for anybody. It'd be stressful for somebody leaving a job in a well-known bakery to start their own bakery, or it'd be stressful for somebody that wanted to pursue a career in music to leave something like a normal job and then to go and do that full time. I think any kind of stress comes when you start your own business or your company or you go self-employed, but it's if you can manage it and you've got the skill set and whatever to be able to do it, then why not?
That's right. It's it has been stressful over the years, hasn't it, though?
So how can you start getting paid as a lettering artist for logo design? You have sites like, all the well-known ones for people that are starting out, but for lettering, that's a trickier one because there isn't,
Well, lettering is a bit strange, really. So normally, it's more of an art lettering. There are rules to it, which I've taken into logo design. And it's more of a creative outlet because you can do more. You're breaking rules. Hello. You're breaking rules so that you're creating art, basically. Hello. I'm trying not to let anything pop up onto my iPad screen whilst it happens. And when you break rules, you're basically, creating art. That's the idea. So design is different. So designing a typeface is different, but there are rules in place. So for lettering artists, it's different in the sense that you're more illustrative, so there are more job prospects for it, and there's more chance of having your own style. With logo design, it's more commissional based, so you're doing a service for a company, if that makes sense. That's the way that I've always technically seen it myself. But then again, it's kind of like it's two different sets of people. I've done lettering and logo design for companies before, and it's great to have that because it makes me more like a studio, more like an agency who've been able to do it. But my main thing has always been on like typography and lettering, like compositional typography and lettering. Although I'm not the best, I believe the best at knowing what a company needs. And I always give it to them. I hope that answers the question. It's kind of difficult, but before we ask the next one, I'm going to basically do some flourishing, okay? So this is going to be fun. So we're going to go into the canvas and we're going to try and do this symmetry. Okay. Now, this is a really cool way of ensuring that you get the perfect symmetry, and I'm hoping it'll work. Okay, that didn't work there, but we can work it out, don't worry.
You can use like a gothic typeface in modern looking logo design, can't you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that's the question that Pixel's asking.
Yeah, oh definitely. So I've used it on something called Dope Games.
Yeah, I really like that project.
Yeah, so there's a client, a game developer, for Dope Games, and I did Dope Games kind of similar to this actually, but it was a bit more minimal, wasn't it? It was very minimalistic. You can't make it too stylized.
It's like a gangster vibe, but nice.
Yeah. I'm going to see if this works a bit better. I have to find the right one, so I want to write here and it to be over there.
How much should you charge for a logo design?
Oh dear.
How long is a piece of string? He said, I know Will love answering this. There is no right or wrong answer for this at all. It depends on you, your skill set, your ability.
There is a
how
right
much
wrong,
your
but
overheads are.
it's difficult to gauge for everyone. Like, I could design a logo, for instance. Okay, this is how we're going to do it, I think. I could design a logo for someone, and it could be however much, like $2,000 all the way to $20,000. Someone else could design it for £2 or $200 or $200,000.
Yeah, but they'll all be very, very different.
They'll all be very different for what you get. So like different skill sets, different output. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think you need to look around and see what other people are charging for similar work. I mean, are they just looking for a logo? Are they looking for a tagline? Are they looking for brand assets? You know, are they looking for stationery? You know, there's so many things that, you know, go into the work.
That's right.
It's a very open question. Oh. 6 at 9 says, hey Will, you should know that you're doing a great job replying to our questions and really showing that you care. That's lovely.
Thank you. It's very difficult when you're drawing, but I'm trying my best. That's why my wife, Naomi, who's also the worker of all this live stream stuff, is here to help. Sorry, I'm trying to like do my thingamajig. What am I doing? I'm flourishing. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of eyeball it and just flip it around later. Okay, and then I don't know if this will work actually because I've got a little. Okay. I'm just experimenting here, but this is where I thought it would get easier, but it turns out it hasn't. So,
you should go on Twitch. Why aren't you on Twitch?
I prefer YouTube.
No, get on Twitch.
No, Twitch is different.
Proper streamer then. He says you're very good at this, lad.
Thank you. No, I would like to go on Twitch, but it's. To be fair, I might have to do my flourishing later with David here because it's difficult to do.
I don't think you're going to get many people done. You've been doing David's for over an hour.
I know, but I've got an idea. Yeah, to be fair, I'm going to finish this later. This one for David. I mean, I like that. I want it. So I'll explain what I was trying to do so I can move on to everyone else's. But what I was trying to do, David, was basically flourish left and right. So it would box it into this cool flourish. And I can do it. It's just going to take a while for me to do it. Start the flourishing from the top. Yeah, I wanted to do it from the D over here, come down, and then do it from here over here. I can explain like this, and then wing, but it kind of doesn't look right yet. So I need to like work on my flourishing and obviously the sizing of my pen. I'm normally alright at flourishing as well. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I'm just going a bit too far in. I'm just trying to oop-de-loop it, but it's difficult to do. I'll try it again, one more time, and that'll do me.
Yeah, David says you've done enough, and I do also want to go home at some point today.
Yeah. We can go if you like. I'll be here for a while doing them.
Yeah, I know, but how many members have you got?
9.
Well, there you go. I'm not going to be here for 9 hours.
Okay.
I can promise you that.
All right, David, there you go. I'll post this out to you later. Right, on to the next person. So I'm going to go ahead, come out. We're going to duplicate this one. Bish, bash, bosh. Right, different lettering style. This one is going to have a cool effect, right? I knew David would like that. That's why I chose that one.
Are you doing zins now?
Yes. Now, where's your... Is that your full name in YouTube, Zin?
XYNN.
Right, I'm just going to do XYNN then.
Unless you... That's not... Well, just confirm. Is that what you want him all to do?
There's a bit of delay, so we'll wait for the confirmation. And I'm actually going to use the grid builder today for this one.
David loves it.
Oh, thanks, David. Sorry I didn't get to finish it. I did spend like ages on it. X, Y, and N. How would I letter that? That's a difficult name to letter. You've got all the...
Netflix style.
Yeah, I was going to... Yeah, it's probably a better idea, to be fair, isn't it? I could do a Netflix style, actually.
So, XYNN and then no space, then a big M.
Okay. I'll try my best. I don't... Those letters, no offence, are like... hard to do. So I'm going to do them and then create some... Actually,
no vowels.
I've got an idea, actually. I'll use the letter builder. So what is it? 2, 4, 5. 1. Oh.
That would work Netflix style. Big X, little N, big little Y, little N, little N.
So here what I'm using is
It's pronounced cinnamon.
Sin.
Cinnamon.
Oh, is it? I've been calling you Zin for like however long I've known you from Slack and everywhere else. Oops, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, I wouldn't figure that out.
So what I'm using the letter builder for, I know I can warp this. I just want to show people. So if you get the letter builder, what you can do is you can transform it and warp it. So you can actually warp this up, down. I think you can distort it. Actually, no, wait, where is it? Warp advanced mesh is what I like to use. So down here, up there. And you can basically wrap the lettering around. But I'm not going to do it like this today because I'm going to ruin it if I do it. And what I'm actually doing is I'm using it to mark my letter forms somewhere. And what I'm going to do is go into my sketching.
Claudia says that she'll be looking for a logo one day for her stuff, but she'll get in contact, so that'd be brilliant. If you guys haven't seen Claudia's Instagram, it's insane.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, we met Claudia in LA, didn't we? It was good fun. Adobe Max.
Adobe Max. Back when, I think that was the last time I saw sunshine.
Yeah. Actually, no, last week there was sunshine here, wasn't there? Right, so I'm just mapping out my letters here to make it like, I've got an effect, the chiseled effect.
Are you allowed to talk about aliens on YouTube?
Aliens? I don't know, I don't think I mean, we can do. We want to talk about it because I like to watch the content of aliens and stuff.
No, I was just thinking about when we went to Hollywood and we saw a UFO.
Yeah, we did see a UFO.
People might not know that.
No, I don't think they do.
But we did.
It was pretty crazy.
I'm not saying it was an alien, but it was. It was pretty neat. Have you guys ever seen a UFO? That looks really cool.
It's going to hopefully look a bit better in a sec once I've worked it out. One thing I love about Procreate is the straight line feature. I've got to admit, the straight line feature, I've been able to put a line down and then just make it automatically go vertical, horizontal, or in these. That has always been like my favourite feature. What?
You got big hair.
Who's saying I've got big hair? I mean, I do actually.
Happy Hauser says, "Hey David, maybe you should be his barber. Son is looking like a Pomeranian in his fluffy dog."
I have got big hair. Is that M? Oh, that M looks surprisingly good. I always struggle with M's.
I don't think it conflicts with our belief system. I know what I saw, and I saw a UFO. Where'd you get this soundtrack from? It's pretty great.
This is all an Epidemic sound, hence why it's not copyright. Like, it's pretty good.
Is it worth to invest on letter and grid builders when you start iPad lettering?
Yes. I think it gives you the ability to compose easily. That's the hardest thing. So, sign painters used to do it, but I can't remember the name for it. It's like a weird name. So I just moved my iPad there. In fact, zoom in a bit for anyone. I don't know if it's in focus anymore. Is that focus?
I think it would be David. You guys wouldn't believe though that we just got a haircut just before lockdown started because I had a feeling it was coming.
Yes, and I was so
So
glad.
you've only recently just had a trim.
Yeah, my hair grows abnormally long, and when I get it cut and get my beard trimmed,
Watered grass.
I look a lot thinner. So I get people like going, "You've lost weight," and then like some of the same people on this like a video a few days later are like,
You've gained weight.
"You've gained weight," yeah, and I'm like, "I haven't. These videos are pre-recorded." Right, I've got a better idea actually. What I want. I'm going to use this brush here. So this one is just the wet acrylic brush, and it gives a really cool texture. So then what I'm going to do, this is not only the thing that I'm doing here, don't worry, I'm going to be creating a really cool 3D effect for you too. And I can serif it up after as well.
Oh, Cinnamon's really excited that you're doing a name. She says, "I can't believe you let her in my name." That's amazing.
It's good fun. And your name is quite hard to do, but it should be fun to do actually.
I don't know, Matt. Questions about money and questions about God and the universe are hard to answer on a live stream.
Yeah.
I'm very tired. Sorry, babe. I just want to write. I just want to watch Will write cinnamon without any vowels.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you guys do want your, like, depending on like how long it takes, and if you want to, go ahead and become a member if you want to support the channel. It's like £2 a month, and it goes directly to me supporting the channel. You get perks such as all my brushes are online for free, which are going out today, which is awesome. And then also you get to join, it says join a Facebook group, but I've switched that to a private Slack channel where we can chat and stuff. Members only live streams, which are coming soon, and content. So that means that every now and then I'll put out a video for you 24 hours early. I did that for the lockdown video that I did the other day for all the members to watch early. And yeah, basically just have a bit more personal time with me, and it supports the channel. Get some cool perks and emojis. You get emojis next to your name. that I designed. So
Why don't I have an emoji next to my name? I always super chat you.
Because you're not a member of the channel.
Yeah, but I always super chat you.
No, you don't get it if you super chat. You get it if
you
you
only get it from being a member?
Yeah, from being a member, yeah. I mean,
Make me a member.
You are?
Make me a member.
Well, join.
How do I join?
Go on from your YouTube channel and press join, or click the link in the description where the thing is, yeah.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug, yeah. It does, honestly, it does help. But this live stream is for anyone who is a member or who gives on a regular basis to the, not to the cause, that sounds like I'm doing it as a charity, I'm not. It just supports us, makes us feel a lot better about working, knowing that we've got an army of people behind us. Either way, most people, or sorry, not most people, but a lot of people can't, and we still really appreciate you. What's that?
Someone called Oh Snap. It's B-Way. I'm probably pronouncing that very wrong. Says they live 30 minutes from where Tiger King, you know, that Netflix show that we watched, was recorded.
Tiger King, that Netflix show.
Mental.
Oh, Robert Graham has become a member. Thank you so much.
Woo!
That is unreal.
Welcome.
You should now get some emojis that you can use, which I'm going to try like update them, but some of them are hilarious. Some of them you get like a little illustrator icon next to your name. You can see there, Robert, when he became a member, he's got a magic wand, and that's an illustrator tool. And you can sort of, I think David Pruitt's got the highest grade tool that you can get, I believe. What's that one? He's got the little speech bubble that I've given him, which means he's been a member for a year. And Cinnamon, has got the brush next to him. Next to it, because she's been on for like, what, 8 months? 8 months, yeah. So welcome, Robert. I'll get you into the Slack channel. So what I'll do is after this stream, I'll put like a little thing on the community tab, which you'll see. And I'll basically give you the invite link and we can chat from there. So good to have you on, dude. What's this? I want to know about that Tiger King thing.
That's all that I'm not sure I should read him out.
What's happening?
Just that somebody may or may not have fed their husband to some tigers.
I know.
So
at the start, you're like, this guy's crazy. And then like...
I love it.
No, at the end, you're like, no, I like him. I don't like her.
Don't spoil it though, because we're only 3 episodes in, and I think there's like 7 or 8 episodes or something. But that's what we're going to be doing tonight. I kept looking over at Will when there was just a particularly random part, and his face, just his jaw, just literally dropping. Like, what? Oh, Nishi, you might have to let us something.
I might do actually.
But the funniest thing is, I went on one of the Facebook pages for a certain woman that was on it, and it's just memes of Joe Exotic, like just so many memes. Very funny.
So I've changed it to black and white now so we can get this chiseled effect on the go, but I've just realised the texture of the last brush is going to ruin it, so before I do it, I'm going over it again with a white pencil. Oh, and if you are new here, sorry I keep plugging stuff, but make sure you subscribe. I did that food lettering one and we got loads of people subscribing. Oh, Matt has become an actual member.
Yay!
Legend.
Welcome
Thanks,
to
Matt.
The club. Welcome to the club.
You're welcome to the club.
Happy House has asked a question, but I didn't see it. I think I was too busy talking about Tiger King.
Hey mods, willing to scroll up and ask all that double feather question so I don't have to retype it.
Something about feathering. I think this is it. What was one Procreate tool or gesture you learned more recently that you wish that you knew before? Or what layering trick that when you learned was a game changer / care to share? I don't know if it's my brain. Can you?
I'm trying to think of a feature. I don't think there's one that I just found, but like the color dynamics. So I'll show you. In my new brushes, I don't know if anyone else has seen this. I've got my Ultimate Realism brush in the color dynamic 3. If I use like a nice teal. So in this brush, when I press down and up, it changes the brightness and the saturation off the brush depending on my pressure, which gives me a more realistic look at my hand lettering, you know? So when I'm doing it, if I just write like, you can see there's a slight variation there, which makes it look more realistic. So that has been like mind-blowing for me, and like for a lot of other brush creators. Yeah, that's probably the most mind-blowing, but I know quite a bit about Procreate, and I think that's why I'm kind of like not desensitized to it or anything, but like whatever. Get back to that white color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show people how I get my there we go.
So Lee, let's go with Lee. Lee says there's this program on Netflix about a man who doesn't want to smoke anymore, so he's going to internate in El Hoya, but nobody knows what happens there. He says it's like a horror suspense movie, kind of like Quarantini. That sounds kind of up your alley, because you love a good horror, don't you?
I do. I like horror movies. What a strange fascination with them.
Where are you, Matt? What country are you in? Talking about all the different types of lockdown going on.
Oh yeah.
It's quite interesting seeing how different countries are sort of tackling it.
All the different countries are given different ways of doing it because of different cultures.
Well, I suppose. As long as people are safe.
That's it, as long as people are safe.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'll come back to that X bit up here later.
That looks really cool.
So there's like a little way of doing it. It makes it easier. What websites would you recommend for fake briefs? Fake briefs. Trying to think. There is one, and I mentioned it on a video somewhere. I can't remember the name. Just type in fake briefs. You'll get one. Who in here's signed up for the Come Design With Me challenge? I've seen we've got like a few responses from people, which is great. It'd be great to see more and more people join.
Bye, Bleezibly.
Who's off?
Bleezibly.
Bazilili. Oh.
Bleezibly.
Good to see you later, dude.
Happy Hauser says, do you use overlay layer for shadows and highlights? It's the fastest way. I know how, but I feel like with all the new overwhelming layer features, I might be missing out.
Yeah, I do actually, but this one I'm just erasing it. So I'm living life on the edge. Oop, hello, camera's just jiggling around. Hit the stand. No, I'm living life on the edge on this one. Emails are still popping up on here. That's so annoying. So yeah, I'm still living life on the edge with this one. Because I can just easily draw it back on.
What is the deadline for Come Design With Me?
Well, because of the thing that's happening in the world
situation.
Situation in the world, we don't know yet. So I'm still looking at it. So the idea is there's an application type form. Where is it? I can't find my keyboard's all the way over there. There's a type form where you can apply to become, not become, but to join in on it. And that's all we've got at the minute, because we're having a look at these submissions of everything, but it's, as you can imagine, it's become more difficult because there are people who need to work, and I don't want to take them away from that. But at the same time, I want to give them a cool competition that they can work with, if that makes sense. I'm going to actually lower this brush down a bit.
Happy houses.
Oh, what? For the layers? Well, all I would do if I wanted to make a shadow, make another layer on top, do clipping mask, so then it's non-destructive, right? And if I wanted to create, right, okay. If I wanted to create a shadow here, so you see this line? Maybe not that, but. So do that. It has. Unfortunately, you might have to come and sit over here now. There's no other way. The mic is dead.
There is no other way.
Her mic is battery operated, so she's going to have to talk loud over here with a laptop. So what you do, before I forget, you put your thing down like that on your other layer. And there you go. You got a shadow. In fact, it's not a hard airbrush. You need a hard airbrush. Bring it up like this. And you just created a shadow right there. I hope that helps you there. That's a really cool shadow way of doing it. But what we're doing here now is creating depth in a different way, because that one's boring to me. And I've been trying to learn this chisel effect for quite a while. Oh, light. Hang on, just move my iPad out of the way. Up there. Quite a few. You've got one, I've got two.
Point the mic this way a little bit.
Well, it's very directive.
Share.
We can't really share. You're just gonna have to talk really loud.
That's fine.
If you talk loud again.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, they can hear that. That's fine. It is difficult, guys. It is difficult. I'm asking about other online platforms that teach design without spending lots of dollars. Well, you get what you pay for. But Skillshare, they do sponsor me, and some people like them, some people don't. But I do genuinely really like Skillshare. Where's my sketching? There we go. Right. Right then. Here we go. All good on there, Naomi? If you are enjoying this, subscribe and share. It's good fun to see so many people come in, but I want more people. So all I'm doing here, if you don't know, is I'm just creating the landscape of how it works. And I'm creating little blocked areas of where I can add the shadows. This to me is like the easiest way of creating the effect. What I'm going to do first off actually is just fix it back up. Then we add on the right hand side here some effects like so. So you want it to be dark here because the light is coming from this way. Get rid of that. What do you mean by Illustrator icon for Come Design With Me? The icon like pen tool or an artist? An icon like a pen tool. So if anyone doesn't understand that, I ask you on the application, what icon would you say you were? If you could be an Illustrator icon, what would you be? It has an element of significance, so it needs to be written out. You okay?
Yeah, that's cool. They look so different on big screen to little screen to mobile.
Yeah. If you don't know, I've got like myself in front of me so I can see what the camera's in view of. Naomi's got like the different screens around. Here we go. It's looking alright though, isn't it? Really, it's getting there. I need to carry on with it, but it's just adding like different like shadow areas, making it right, making it like work properly. What was that noise? Oh. Okay. There was a noise on the thing that was like a and it was my keyboard trying to use the space button and it made that little like that's annoying. Okay, on to the next bit of this. Is there any other questions, Naomi, that I can answer or help people with? I don't really listen to music when I'm designing. I always listen to like stories, so like Audible and things like that. Because like I just like to hear stories. I'm a very story-centric person. I read a lot now, different stories. I like horror stories. Anything that really can like take me out of my head more, of like an ego way. So anything that stops me thinking about me and puts me into the scope of someone else helps me. It brings perspective to what I'm working on, and I don't know why. It just helps me focus and captivate myself a bit more. Yeah, so it's the same with most of the places. Set up your payment method to get you 2 months free, and then just put a reminder on your phone or calendar.
David Pruitt likes listening to the Harry Potter series on Audible.
Oh yeah.
Before all this, me and my mum went down to university.
Bit louder.
Me and my mum went to Harry Potter Studios down in Watford. It was amazing.
Yeah, good fun. Here we go. So we have got more videos coming out, so hopefully a video will be out tomorrow on the 1 week review of the new iPad. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so I think I'm stuck at YouTube now. It's hard to read through the comments and not get confused at the context of what everyone's writing. Yeah, it's very difficult to do free and cheap. It's mainly you want to read books. That's what I did when I was starting out. But I read like magazines mainly, actually. Magazines are a massive help. And then when you're working on the job, so you're learning by doing, you should like check out a place like that do good classes and stuff. I mean, Skillshare are trying to get me to do a class. They emailed me yesterday, so I am working on a class for people. But what I really want to do is make a comprehensive course that's affordable. But that's difficult as well. It's all very difficult. Unless you've got like a team of like 50 people, it's very difficult. Oh, this song is actually annoying me now. Here we go, I've changed the song. That was annoying me. Anything that just like has a barrages of noises for no reason just annoys me. So you can see here I'm making these little triangles and I'm just attaching them. And anything where there's going to be a different, side, I just add a line. And this helps me know where I'm putting all my like sort of shadows on. There's probably a better way of doing it, but this is where I like to do it. Because I don't do it even that often. Oop, help. See here, add a line there. I have to go back to my X here. Not why I need a bit more.
Matt says, have you tried listening to BBC 6 music?
No, I haven't, but I only like to use what I've got here. And that's because I won't get in trouble for using it. Bye, Felicia. Sorry, I've lost myself into the stream again, but I can start talking. I just need someone to give me a talking point.
I know.
If you get me on a rant, I'll get on a rant.
Any more questions? I know you guys can't hear me at all, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Invite someone in who's good at talking. That's what I'd say. Like, get someone in who just spam the chat with something that would like annoy me, and then that would be it.
Are you dog or cat people?
I'm both. I like them, but we've got a cat.
We have a precious baby meow meow.
He's very cute. We got him because his mum had to abandon him. He's a feral cat. He was a wild cat, wasn't he? But he was a wild cat, wasn't he? He was like a few weeks old. A farmer found him. He got his leg trapped in a plastic bag that his mum put him in, but couldn't get him out. So we took him. He did. What are your thoughts on Helvetica? It's all right. Way overused now. It makes me physically sick whenever I have to use it to prove like a point in design. I mean, you're not live and broadcasting just when you're working on your... Oh, right, yeah. BBC Six. Never listened to it, no. I'm not a big radio person. Whenever we go to work, me and Naomi drive in the car. I don't like any radio, and this is why. Because when you're live streaming, you're here to sort of listen and watch, right? On the radio, you're there to listen to music, aren't you?
Yeah.
But they just talk over it, don't they? So you got an absolute jam that comes on the music, and they talk over it, and you're like, can you like? It infuriates me, because I'm there like singing along, then they're just there talking over it.
What's your favourite ligature letter combos?
Ooh. Don't know. A T and H. An R and an E. No, an R and an S. Do you prefer black letter or sans serif lettering? I like them both for different reasons. They're both really nice. I don't have one above the other as long as it's executed well.
Do you prefer black letter or sans serif?
That's what I just answered, which was the I don't mind.
Sorry, I was talking about cats.
You were talking about cats. Yeah, I don't mind either way. As long as it's executed well. You can make anything look good. Do you mean serif or sans serif? I have a feeling that's probably what you meant. Ooh, this song's pretty good.
When will the design challenge start? Claudia asks.
So the design challenge, again, so we don't know yet. It's been a while, and I've wanted to make it bigger and better. And because of the whole situation, it's been difficult. But it should be starting very soon. I just need to sort of work out a schedule of when videos are going out. So I need to talk to everyone who's applied. Then I need to like make it so the videos work. So it's going to be a more production value video. That's the hope. So that we're actually seeing what people are designing and seeing what they look like, know more about them, and basically bring them all together. So it's very difficult to put a date on that, but we've got the ball rolling because we've got the applicants in. So very soon, I hope. Is it supposed to look like the Netflix logo? Is it because we were talking about tag key? Well, I wanted it to kind of look like the Netflix logo. No, I meant sans serif for black letter.
That's my suggestion.
Good suggestion, though, to be fair. You meant sans serif black letter. Well, I like them both. It depends how it's done. I mean, I wouldn't like to read black letter all day. It would be exhausting. Zim, I think I've done. Or cinnamon.
Beautiful.
I could like add colour and stuff, but I think it looks nice without
I like it.
without the colour, to be fair. Oh, hello, free font, uniform, bing. So, Zim, if you want to, you can take a screen grab. If you want to, so you can post online. If you take a picture of this, just tag me on Instagram and I'll repost it on my stories and stuff. I like to do stuff like that. Yeah, who's next on my list?
Should we do Matt? What about you?
I'll do Matt. Wait. Let me think. Okay, we'll do Matt. Yeah, we'll do Matt. So all of these will be on my community tab. Sorry, carry on, Louis.
Matt in the chat.
Matt in the chat.
Cinnamon loves it.
I'm glad I'm going to use this. Don't worry, David. This is a duplicate. I hope.
Oh yeah, he says he's forgot to screenshot his.
Well, David.
Yeah, pop David's on so we can get.
Right, David, I'll put yours on.
Beautiful.
How's that? That's my little thingamajig. Cheers. How to apply? There is a link. Could you go on to? There should be a video somewhere. Wait. It sounds like the Minecraft theme tune.
Are we listening to the same thing? Because it doesn't.
Just wait. It'll turn up. It does definitely sound like the Minecraft theme tune.
I don't think it does.
You're not listening to the same thing that I'm listening to yet.
Oh, I see, right. I'm listening to the playback. Yes, it does. It's a Minecraft soundtrack.
There you
Thank you.
go. Okay.
So there is the. No, that didn't
Got it. Sweet, David. Sorry, I was just giving Naomi the link to the application. Cool. Right, Matt, where are you? Matt Rao. I've been talking to him on the Slack for ages. Or Row. So I'm gonna call you different. Okay. Matt, how am I gonna do your name, eh? What do I want to do? Let's look into my Ultra Realism brush pack. Okay, I've got an idea. Red.
The start of it definitely sounded like one of the songs on Minecraft.
Yeah, it did.
Nikhil says, for Come Design With Me, are you taking people of a range of abilities or are you picking the best skilled people?
A range. So it's like, it's literally, I want to know you and see if you can do what I ask. So the reason why I've got the application, as you can see, is I've asked you if you can record yourself, if you can give me a picture, if you can give me all the information I need, then the trick is that if you actually do what I say and give me the videos and time and stuff, then you're more likely to be in the competition. And because the stakes are higher, we're working out the actual the prize pool cash money. Cash money. We're trying to work it out to see what is happening. But yeah, it doesn't matter what your skills are. It's designed to be all for everyone. So it's for a range of abilities because not everyone's the same. Everyone's different.
No, to be fair, we had most people in. But in fact, no, we had everybody. We featured everybody that applied as long as they followed what was asked. Like, if people didn't do what we asked in terms of how we needed the work sent, so like if they sent it in like zipped files, I'm not opening all those zipped files. Yeah,
it has to be like, but this is why we're doing it on this way. So like in the type form every week, people can upload the stuff and I can get it and it's secure and it's easier for me to do. And I'll be enlisting the help of a few people like David and stuff if they want to help. Because it is a big process of like doing it, but it only survives when people share it, which is the strange thing about YouTube now. Like everything is just about the basic sharing. So what I'm doing here, Matt, is I'm trying to basically come up. It looks so different on the camera. Have you seen that, Naomi? The colour on here and then on the camera.
Pink and red.
Yeah, it's actual red, don't worry. Let's see if I can...
Hot pink.
So even if I change... Oh, it's because it's red, right? I mean, it does change. Oh, suck it.
David
down to clown. See Daisy, I've changed the colour. Poo. Okay, then what I do, Matt? Take this. I don't want to do a wet chalk mark actually, I want to do it with my dry ink brush.
Hi, Patrick.
Hey Patrick, how's it going? No, this is Patrick.
Sorry.
I know, do you remember when we used to do Adobe Live quite often?
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
No.
Like at the end of the days, I was like, how are you still standing? Like live stream is difficult.
Full fat energy drinks. See you later. Nice to snipe.
See you later, sniping wipeout. So Patrick, what's going on is members are getting the names lettered out. If you go back after this, you'll see all the members that we've lettered so far. We're on to Matt, who's just recently become a member during the stream, which we're very thankful for. Ever tried to make art off a Chinese character? I have not yet. No, I'm scared. What? Why? I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, yeah, I'd have to get it pretty spot on, wouldn't I? It's about knowing the general rules of it, isn't it? This is how you do it, Matt. Oop. So this feature is like one of our life-saving features. Nope. Remember days we wasn't paid and had to roll up the clips. Now the herbs be extra strong and they come in a zip. People say we taking long, but we ain't rushing with. Put the plans in God's hands and he gon' bless us with riches. I ain't tripping over. This one's pretty good actually. It's got a good beat. All in respect, I can't lie, I'm just here for a check. Just to build my family out and to buy a family house. A lot of people only talking, put your money where your yeah, I'll be alright for a bit. I think we'll all be okay. The chat will keep me company and help me out. Yes, of course. Nobody needs to go make a work call. Is everything alright? Cool. Yep, this is what happens. Work is still going on, but this is why we want to live stream more, but it's very difficult to do so because we're quite busy with client work. So we make sure that client works had enough work done to it before we do live streaming. Don't worry, Matt. It's going to look cool in the end. It's a surprise. I've got someone wanting to FaceTime me. Dear me. So it's these parts here. When I'm doing these parts here, it's kind of like hard to keep the angles. So what I do is I use the arc function. There you go. That arc function helps me out a lot. What headphones are you using? Are they any good? Yeah, they're all right. They're the Audio Technica ATH MX50X. They're good. They're very good to have. I also use the AirPod Pros as well. They're insane. Has anyone else got the AirPod Pros? I use them quite a lot when I'm drawing, so I don't have this big wire. So I have full range. But the noise cancelling on them is like, it's insane. I don't know how they are able to do it so easily. Apple get all that technology into such a small device. Screwed that up a little bit, didn't I? There we go. So you can see there I'm using the arc function to make sure that my line is following a good curve all the way around. I'm listening to some gangster tunes now. I don't think it really fits my brand. Guys, if you are enjoying this, go ahead and share it. Subscribe if you haven't. It's free to subscribe. It's so difficult because I keep telling people to subscribe. There must be a reason why they don't. But 70% of the people that watch my stuff don't subscribe. It's very strange. Right, and then I go ahead. Oh, bring this down a bit. It's these little bits up here that get me. I'm gonna cheat. Use this as like the basis of my circle here. I just realised I don't think the chat is even going on. What's going on in the chat? Oh, Mate, you didn't miss anything, dude. There we go. So what I'm going to do with this mat is create a cool effect. I've got a couple of ideas. Has my chat died? Yeah, my chat has stopped. Let's see if I can refresh it. Oh no, I can't. I have to check it on the Mac, on the other computer. See you later, Nikhil Patel. Did the pandemic affect your business? Well, yeah, it is. I think it's affecting a lot of people on YouTube in England right now. Because obviously advertisers stop advertising, which isn't a good thing. But it could be so much worse. I'm just thankful that I've got such supportive people and that we're okay. But yeah, it's affecting everyone right now, and if you don't feel the effects now, you may feel it later in the UK, which is the the thing about business, isn't it? But all I know is it's going to be all fine. How come you're using pink for my name? Pink for your name, Matt? It's just because I wanted to see what I could do with it. It's not pink, it's actually red. It just looks pink on YouTube. Like, I'm not kidding you. It is actually dark red on the screen. And I was telling Naomi before, it looks pink on the screen, but it's not. It's the same with my skin. It's because of the color in the camera and YouTube. There's something weird with live streaming red. Like, no joke. What am I doing now with your name, Matt? I've got an idea of what I want to do. Okay, let's do it. Let's give you some dripping effects onto here. And I don't know why, but I like the idea of that. 2D grid. Now, dripping effects are very fun to do. As long as you keep them straight, so it goes down like gravity. Like so, and when you're creating it and you want it to make it look like there's goo everywhere, you just do these lines, but make sure there's no hard edges. Right? And it'll give the look as if like there's like goo all over your lettering. It's quite clever actually. I want to get my chat back up. Let me grab it from my other monitor. Here we go. Bish bash bosh. Done. I'm watching this on my Retina Mac screen too. So I like the dripping effect because it's very easy to do. As long as you've got the you follow like the rules of gravity basically, where everything comes straight down. That's why I've got my grid up. It doesn't matter where the sort of like the lettering is. Yeah, the gooey slime look is nice. It's kind of inspired by my old what I was doing the other day, which is this one, which is like a really gooey, like this. That took ages. GC direction in. Good to see you, dude. Naomi is in the stream. Oh, hello. Where are you? There you go, Matt. If you don't know what we're doing, GC, we're doing a members, not live stream, but I am showing my appreciation to all the people who've supported the channel. But I love your work. Your work is unreal. Your food lettering. So the only thing is about this style lettering is you've got to make sure that you do it so it's balanced. And using a pen or a brush that I find with streamline on makes it easier. Any suggestions of designers to follow on Instagram? There's quite a few. I'm not too sure really. I don't really follow many designers. I follow more hand lettering artists on YouTube, on Instagram. You got the standards. I'm trying to think of the names, but again, I just like to follow the hashtags really. I like to see what the communities are posting and what companies are posting. Here we go. Sorry, I've gone a bit quiet there because I was just thinking. I was daydreaming. I do that quite a bit. Hydro 74. I don't think I've seen that. Gabe. David, Gabe. The CDC logo is very old and hasn't been updated in ages. When can we get a CDC logo revision video? CDC, what is that? I think I'm supposed to know what this is. I won't be able to even search for it. Let me find out. Oh, that. Okay, yeah. Okay. That's where I've heard of it from. Well, they probably don't want to update it because they haven't needed to for ages. I'll be honest with you, they probably didn't have the budget. You can see here how I'm creating the little slime balls. Not saying that you're slimy, Matt, but it looks cool. How do you decide where to put the drips? I always get over obsessive over the placement. Well, as you can see, I zoom in and then I zoom back out, and then I'm looking at it over here as well. So I just like make sure it's all balanced, and that I get it everywhere. I'm not really thinking too hard about it. I'm just using, whenever there's like a line, I'm doing it. Then if I don't like the placement of it, I'll change it. But you can't really go wrong. It's quite random. But anywhere that has a tipping point, I generally use. And it's about, you know, like here, for instance, you've got like a big space, haven't you? So we can add some here. So what we can do is we can add like a line that comes down. And then over here, you can add like another characteristic of a bit there, to give it the look as if it's about to drip or that it just has dripped. And like the thickness of the drip and the speed depends on the thinness of the tail. So it makes it look like it's just fallen, yeah? If you practice lettering in paper, is it going to take the same to do it in iPad to reach the same level? Well, I started on paper. Most of my liked work is on paper. Is this Procreate? Raoul, it is Procreate. Nice to see you. So this is the third person I've been lettering for today. Matt. And you can see here that the dripping is straight down. And I'm just, it's a very relaxing one actually to do. And then on big ones like this, you can like really extend it down. But it depends how gloopy you want it to look. Like that. Thin, thick, gloopy, whatever. How do you decide where to put? Oh, I've seen that one. Any suggestions of designers? Yeah, I've seen that one. I'm just looking through some of your questions, guys, as we go through this. I'm watching this on my retina. Oh, yeah. The chat has gotten slow since Naomi has left. It's just me work, the way that I work. Man, did you see what McDonald's did with their logo in one country? They split the two M's up. And then the NHS also have spanned their logo round. So they've flipped it so that it has stay home now. So SHN instead of NHS. Very clever. I think McDonald's got told off though for doing that, but for some unknown reason. But yeah, I found it interesting. Found it very interesting. You're awesome. What's your favorite brush for general use? If you had to use one brush for everything. One brush for everything, just the standard pencil. That's the most versatile. Now we can connect some of these up, which will be fun. So what we can do is add some connections, but again, remember the connections here cannot be sharp. They have to be very, like, you know, round. Yeah. And you can carry it over. To give that look like it's running down. Well, have you ever submitted your work for the typism book? I haven't. I have not. I don't really normally submit my work for stuff like that. I normally wait until I'm asked. That's probably a bit, like, you know, weird of me to do, but it doesn't really bother me being in books, really. Will you collaborate with Scrollbox to be featured artists? Second try for my question. Oh, sorry, Cinnamon. Why is simply writing cherry every few seconds? To be a featured artist for Scrollbox. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will be able to. That would be fun though, right? That whole Scrollbox logo thing was insane. You're going to love the video. Because it's one of the few projects that I can actually talk about, like outside of your work, because it actually helps promote them as well. I wish I could talk about other ones, but it's sometimes very difficult to do. Hey Will, have you ever submitted a few work for the typism book? No, I haven't. That's the point there. What age did you start lettering? I started lettering at 17. I'm 25 now. I really want to get a tablet to make it easier for drawing and painting, as I've been using my mouse tracker for too long. What would you guys recommend, the iPad Pro or Cintiq? iPad Pro. Every time. The iPad Pro is like a Cintiq that you don't need to plug in, but you can if you want. I can use Sidecar and it actually works well. It's getting better. Sure, Matthews, I use a paper-like screen protector. It gives you that papery sound when I'm drawing and feel. Honestly, I couldn't actually use it without. How to get smoother edges when lettering on Procreate? Well, it's about using Streamline and then also just making sure that you're getting good, smooth lines like that, as far as I'm aware. Here she is. Are you okay? All good? Cool. I'm nearly done with Matt. Good. You sure you're okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Right. Add some of this, get like a line in there, make it all gooey. I'm not saying that you're gooey, Matt, but you know. Yes, it is easy to install actually. There's a if you go into my unboxing video of the new iPad, which this is it, you can see me install it in like 5 minutes. It's very quick. Hey Danny, Nordin, I don't know how to say your name, but welcome to the stream. We are doing this. If you'd like your name lettered, probably not today, but if you become a member on the channel, it doesn't only support me, but it actually, like, you get your name and then everything written for you, loads of perks. Read the description for when you join. Subscribe if you can't do that. It's all good. Oop, there we go. Let's see the balance. Now, when you get a point like this, where it comes to a point, it's always a good idea just to put a little bit there, I find, because it makes it feel really like it's gushing over. Now, as well as that, if you want to determine the gloopiness of the effect, you can actually, these drops are separated from here. If you move them further down, it will give it more of a quick effect. So the space between here and here will make it wetter or gloopier, if that makes any sense. Sounds a bit strange, but it's true. And inside as well, if you don't want to put like a thing inside, you can just like put a little bit there and give the illusion as to something was there. It's all about giving it the illusion, trying it, and if it don't work, get rid of it. But you can see there, it kind of worked. So here I can put like a gloop there. And then when I'm creating the bit inside, if I do this, there's a sharp edge here. So I need to go ahead and round this hole off so there's no sharp edges, because you won't find that with water. But it does need to be a bit less sharp here as well. How long does your battery last on the iPad when drawing, having the screen on all the time? Let's find out. It's 60% right now, and it's at quite high brightness. It's quite a while, to be fair. But obviously the iPad Pro is, you know, Procreate is a powerful piece of software, so the only issue is my old iPad, the battery after a while stops like working as much, so it like the charge doesn't last as long. So I'm kind of liking the fact that this iPad I don't need to keep on charge if I'm doing a big long drawing session. This music suits the logo. I'm glad you think so. It's kind of chilled, yeah. And again, off the edge, we can add another one, quite a thick one down there. Cool. There you go, Matt. What I'll do is we'll change this to black. so that you can take a screen grab if you want. Whilst I give my hand a quick break. I think there's a sharp edge on the left where the R and the O connect. A sharp edge? Oh, there is a sharp edge. Well spotted. There we go. It's probably a lot of like drips on there, but there you go, Matt. Thank you so much for your support. Long may it continue. Hi Will from Brazil. Hey Victor, can you show how to transfer this to Illustrator as vector, please? We can't transfer this as a vector. What you can do is just take the image and vectorize it in Illustrator or in Vectornator. Yeah? Cool. Onwards with the next. Claudia, sorry. The British way of saying it, it's been stuck in me so long, but I know it's Claudia. Right, where is the grid builder? I got an idea. So I like to use this as a grid, as I find it works pretty well. So we use it as a grid. I bring this down, the opacity, add a new layer over the top.
Are you uploading these to Instagram? Matt's asking.
I'm going to be uploading them to the YouTube community tab. So on the YouTube community tab, you can take them from there. But I'll let you know in the Slack. I might put some on Instagram as well, to be fair. That's probably a good idea. Where is my chalk? Here we go. I'm going to use Stefan's chalk brush, which has always been a good one. I need to learn how to spell Claudia correctly. How to spell Claudia? Yeah. Right, just making sure I was getting it correct. So what I'm doing here, creating a really bubbly here we go. Move this down a bit. Add a new layer over the top. I'm just seeing if this works, give it a bit more. This is a line shadow or a drop line. And there we go. That was a quick one for Claudia because there's not much I can do aside from like create the cool bubble letters. I think it suits her because it's like suits her personality. So Alexis, this is those guides with the letter builder or the grid builder by Stefan. Who else is next? Do we have to do today? Are you okay? Have we done Robert? Where's Robert? Okay, Robert, I've got a good one for you. It's my old iPad. Yeah, he's one of my new ones. Right, I have to use my old iPad to bring it to my new one. I know there is a good one in here somewhere. Here we go. This won't take too long. Done. Oops. Okay. So this is like my round brush pen for calligraphy. Oh, hello. It's a nice R, isn't it? Might need to move the microphone a bit for this one. It's not a standard B in Spencerian. Yeah, Spencerian. This is the one that's taken me the longest to learn. Yeah. So when I was talking about learning calligraphy when I was younger, that was basically it. Can you make next one as a vintage monoline? I can do a variant. Is the pen tilt a factor with the iPad? It is. So depending on the brush that you've got, it changes it, you know, it depends on the brush. Now for anyone who wants to learn that, the biggest tip I can give you is to learn this. Learn how to like get it as smooth as possible on the way down. It's hard to do consistently. There's a problem here, but it's very difficult to do. And this brush I made a year ago, alright, even in fact longer than that, and it's still one of my favourite for traditional calligraphy. Good fun. How do you manage to keep a straight line without guides? There are guides there. You might not be able to see them. Where is it? There you go. You can see that now. So that's basically it. You want to create consistent lines, thicknesses, keeping it. That was a bad one. It's hard to do when my hand's like far away, but so it needs to be like, you want to keep these spaces the same, and this is the drill that I learnt, and that helps you with your letters. You can do a cool L. Pretty crazy. Monoline though. Okay. As you can tell, it takes a lot of like concentration for this one. Nice little monoline one. Do you have any book suggestions for this time period? What's your favourite Procreate brush? I've got a few favourite ones. Those flourishes are cool. Thank you, Rob. How do you manage to keep a straight line? Oh, I've seen them. Cool. Right, what I'm going to do actually. How long have we been streaming for? Cool. Right, my hands are killing me. Let's see these other. Okay, so we've got other. Oh wait a minute, we've got Mariana. I don't remember Mariana becoming a member. When did Mariana become a member? So Mariana, I'm going to do your name because I'm sure it just didn't pop up. Because you became a member today as well, but I've got to be careful how long I've spent on that because we gotta go. Hang on a sec. Let's try and find. I'm trying to work out. This is like a sign painter brush. How do you see Mariana on the chat? Where is she? Where'd you come from, Mariana? Well, if you are watching, thank you so much. I don't think it ever popped up. Yeah, look. How odd. The what? There's a member. Very strange. So I'm going to do yours in a style that I haven't done in a while. Which is like a sort of casual. Can anyone recognize this music from my videos? Apart from it's got lyrics in it.
another man cave. Keep falling out my page while I'm ranting. This is sitcom TV ending.
Mariana.
This is sitcom TV ending.
Any thoughts on the 7-Eleven logo? I've got a video about the 7-Eleven logo, unless something else has happened that's different.
See the day for everything it could be. Stop treading.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for being part of the stream. We're going to come back and do this again at some point. We're going to try and make this more of a regular occurrence, like whether it's designing something for you or hand lettering something for members.
Bask inside that alarm clock, bro. Wake up.
Is that not how you spell Mariana? Have I spelled it? I forgot an R. I forgot the R, yeah. It shows you how tired I am. Great thing about the iPad, just smile and wave, boys.
Should be like, I'm not my
No, that's not a very good R, is it? Oh, hello. That's quite embarrassing, actually. I apologise. Hang on, I want to get this R right. It's annoying me. I'll get rid of this little bit there. And no one will know that I did that. Actually, wait. No, there we go. Mariana, sorry that I didn't take so long doing that. It's very hard to do when you're doing a lot of them. But this is why I'm going to come back and do it again. Not today, not tomorrow, but probably next week. We're going to be doing more live streams and things. So it's been great to have people on here. Lol, definitely dyslexic. Cheers, Matt. But yeah, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I'll take you through a little rundown of all the ones that I've done so far, which is Mariana. We've got Robert and Robert. We've also got Claudia even, like a cloud, and Matt Rowe, which was fun. We've also got Cinnamon. A bit of a kerning issue here, which is going to annoy me forever now. Yeah, I will do. And then, where's David's there? Which I need to finish as well. Well, I'm not covering it in, that's the idea. I'm going to keep it like that and do cool little illustrations on the outskirt of it, like flowers and stuff, because I think that really suits the manliness of David Pruitt. Hey guys, thank you so much, David. Yeah, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, guys. It makes a huge difference to me. It's very generous as well when you do, and it also lets you know whenever I come into a stream from me and Naomi doing hand lettering, logo design, and other things like that. Also, if you do want to support the channel, press join. If you want to share this, it's going to be out for you to watch all the way through again, so make sure you share it to everywhere that you are. I can't do it without you, without the sharing and everything. And stay tuned for Come Design With Me and the iPad video coming out tomorrow. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week, and I'll see you, I don't know, we'll have a good time in another video. All right. Goodbye.